Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Quick Break Games, where we cover all the latest in the LEGO video game series created by TT Games. And this time we're making a video about LEGO Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. So this past week was a pretty big week for news about the game. A lot of weird stuff happened, and I kind of want to clear some things up. So this video is mainly going to be about the whole release date situation and whether the October 20th release date that we got is legit or not, because there seems to be a lot of people doubting it and questioning it and things like that. So I kind of want to clear things up. So last week on May the 4th, everyone was expecting news, and we did get it. They finally revealed the box art of the game. You can see the front cover and everything. I think most people are pretty impressed or happy with it. I don't think there's too many people that are like mad or disappointed by the box art. It's got Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader kind of prominent in the middle, and then there's some prequel trilogy stuff on the left side and original trilogy stuff on the right side, and then there's some sequel trilogy stuff on the bottom, middle bottom. And I guess some people that are fans of the sequel trilogy wanted more sequel trilogy representation in there, but I think it's enough for me. They got Rey with her gold lightsaber, her yellow lightsaber, and it looks pretty good. And they got Finn and a few other characters there. So overall, I think the box art looks really good. And you can actually see this box art up on different websites now. So now when you go to pre-order the game, like on Best Buy's website, or I think Amazon maybe has it too, where instead of that like placeholder box art, they actually have the final box art that they announced. So that's pretty cool. And so then a lot of people were happy about that, but then they announced that there's going to be news later this summer, so some people were expecting a gameplay trailer, but we didn't get that. But they did confirm news is going to be later this summer. Now, when can we expect it? I made a video about that as well. There's a couple events coming up at the time. I made that video before the Inside Xbox event. Well, that event happened, and we didn't get any news there. So we didn't get anything at Inside Xbox, but there's also this Summer Games Fest that's going on, like May through like August or something like that. And there's going to be various events. We don't really have dates on when all these things are happening. They're just kind of happen sporadically throughout the summer, it seems like. And at some point, WB Games, they're in the phase 1 of this Summer Games Fest, which I guess is going to be within the next month or two. So I think WB Games, who owns TT Games and is responsible for all the LEGO games, they're going to be having an event here soon, where they're probably going to reveal their new Batman game that's supposedly coming out. And LEGO Star Wars is definitely going to be there. So whenever WB Games has their event, I'll probably make a video about that when they announce that. But it's going to be occurring some point, probably in May or June, and whenever that is, that's when we're probably going to be getting a whole bunch of news about LEGO Star Wars, much like we had last year and back in June, where they had the big reveal trailer and the CGI trailer that we got, and all the information, all the interviews that came out. We're probably going to have another one of those situations whenever WB Games has their event, and I think that's where they're going to kind of formally announce the release date. But yeah, let's go and talk about the release date. So the official Star Wars YouTube channel came out with a video, and it was just like a news video that they come out with every week. I think it's called like This Week in Star Wars, and they kind of just recap it. It's not, the videos aren't meant to announce news, like they're just meant to recap the news for the past week, in case anybody missed anything. And in the video, like just before the 2-minute mark in the video's been taken down now, which is kind of why people are kind of doubting the release date that we got there. But in the video, she announces that the game is coming October 20th of this year. So a lot of people were like, oh, freaking out. And then they decided to take down that video a few hours later, and then now they've re-uploaded it. A link to the re-uploaded video will be in the description. And the re-uploaded is pretty much the same exact video, except they specifically removed the part where she says October 20th. So it's pretty crazy. So some people are doubting the release date now, but I kind of see this as evidence that the release date was true. And so it's very weird. So I believe that the news wasn't supposed to break out during this video. It definitely wasn't supposed to break out during this video, because she says it, if you watch the video, the original video before it got taken down, I'm sure some people have re-uploaded it. You might be able to find it somewhere online on Reddit or something. But in the video, she announces the release date as if it's like not big news at all. Like she's like, yeah, the game's coming October 20th, and you can check it out later this year. Like that's basically how she says it. Like it wasn't like a big announcement, like, hey, we're announcing the game's coming October 20th. It wasn't like that at all. So it seems to me like the release date was supposed to already be announced already, because This Week in Star Wars videos that video came from are supposed to be like recap videos of all the news from the past week. So I think we were supposed to have the release date revealed already, probably on May the 4th, because on May the 4th we just got the box art, basically. And I'm thinking that TT Games originally was going to reveal the box art and maybe have a gameplay trailer and everything and reveal the release date on May the 4th, but for whatever reason they decided not to do it. Because I don't think they're just going to drop the release date randomly. I think when they drop the release date, they're going to have a gameplay trailer to go along with it. They're going to have they're going to announce the pre-order bonuses, the special editions. There's usually a special edition for these bigger LEGO games. Like The Force Awakens had the deluxe edition where you got like a little Finn minifigure and things like that. So I think whenever they announce the release date, they're going to announce like the special editions, and we're going to have a trailer and everything like that. And we obviously didn't get that on May the 4th, so I think maybe TT Games was originally planning to do all that, and then they decided not to do it and just give us box art instead, and they'll wait till WB Games' event during the Summer Games Fest to give us all that information. So I think TT Games changed their mind about that maybe some time ago, and their change of mind obviously didn't make it over to whoever runs the Star Wars YouTube channel or runs the This Week in Star Wars show. So the release date just kind of slipped in that new video, and then probably TT Games contacted the Star Wars channel and said, hey, we didn't announce the release date yet, you should probably take that down. And they took it down and re-uploaded it without the October 20th release date. So I think that's pretty much what happened. Again, none of that's confirmed, but I think it's pretty likely. It makes sense because those are supposed to be recap videos, so I think we originally were supposed to get news back on May the 4th about the release date, but then they decided not to do it. So yeah, I 100% believe the October 20th release date is real, and it's perfectly reasonable. The date actually aligns up with a lot of things we've heard in the past. So maybe about a month ago or so, I made a video about Target. So Target came out with an ad that had Skywalker Saga in it, and below it said coming fall 2020 or something along those lines. In the video I made about that, I actually thought that was fake. Like, I thought Target wouldn't know the release date and all that, but apparently I guess they heard something, because I think it makes perfect sense now that we got the October 20th release date. So by Target saying fall 2020, that perfectly aligns with October. That's in the fall, so I think maybe Target was onto something there, back knowing about the release date of the game. So I think that makes perfect sense. And then the date also aligns with previous LEGO game releases. So if you look back in 2018, this is the most recent example, we have LEGO DC Supervillains, which came out on October 16th, 2018. Which was a Tuesday. If you don't know, October 20th that they announced in that Star Wars video is a Tuesday as well. So we had LEGO DC Supervillains back in 2018 released on October 16th, a Tuesday. So that's like the same Tuesday equivalent back in 2018 as October 20th is of this year. So it's basically going to release the exact same time that LEGO DC Supervillains did back in 2018, where we have Skywalker Saga coming out here in 2020. So it aligns perfectly with that. And, you know, some people were still speculating the game could come in July or August, maybe late August. And I don't really see that happening. The reason I was always predicting the June release date, because LEGO typically has times where they release their video games. Like, there's usually like an early January, February game that happens every now and then. So we had like the LEGO Movie video games. Both of those came out in like February, January. We had the LEGO Avengers game come out then. And then usually they have like a summer release, or they have a June game. So we had like LEGO Incredibles come out most recently in 2018 in June. Then we had LEGO Jurassic World come out in June. We had LEGO Force Awakens come out in June. So there's usually a June date, and that's why I was predicting June all this time for LEGO Skywalker Saga, but I guess they need more time for it. And then after June, they usually don't release any games until like the fall time, like October, November time frame, like they did with DC Supervillains. And I think LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 released in November. So usually they don't release the game again in July. So there's never been a LEGO game, to my knowledge, at least in the past like 10 years or so, that has released in like the July or August time frame. That just hasn't happened. So I never really saw LEGO Skywalker Saga coming out then, so I really don't think it's coming out then now. And it wouldn't make sense for them to, you know, at some point have announced the date as October 20th like they did last week, but then the real release date ends up being like earlier than that. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't think a game has ever been announced to have a release date and then the release date ends up getting pushed forward earlier. Like, usually games get delayed. They definitely don't get pushed forward. So I definitely think the October release date is legit. Then as for the LEGO sets coming out later, so we have the Mandalorian Razor Crest LEGO set coming in September 1st. So myself included, I thought the game was going to come out before September, because that LEGO set includes a code to get the Razor Crest ship from the Mandalorian in the game. And I guess they're just not going to acknowledge that. Like, they just want you to hold on to the code. So if you buy that Mandalorian Razor Crest LEGO, I guess you get a code for the Skywalker Saga, and I guess you just need to hold on to that code or write the code down or something until the game comes out on October 20th. So that's a little bit weird there. I'm not sure if the game was originally going to come out earlier than that, but the game is definitely coming out October 20th now. I'm firmly believe that. I don't think they made a mistake there. I think they just announced the game too early, and then they had to take it down because TT Games doesn't want them to reveal the release date yet. So yeah, LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is coming October 20th, 2020. I very much believe it. If it doesn't come out then, I would be very shocked. And the date lines up with past titles. And I think if the date was wrong, TT Games or Disney or WB Games or somebody would have to correct the date. I think since the date is right, they just don't want to formally announce it yet. Again, I think they're waiting until the WB Games Summer Games Fest event, where they're going to formally give us a gameplay trailer, give us the release date, announce pre-order bonuses, special editions, and all that. I think they're just waiting for that, so that's why they haven't said anything about the date, because they don't want to announce it until they can announce it with all the other things that go along with it. So, but I think if the date was wrong, they would come out and say, hey, that date is not right. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking about this whole release date situation. I think they're going to reveal it at some point at the Summer Games Fest this summer, and I think October 20th is legit, so mark your calendars for that. We're going to have tons of gameplay. We're going to start out with like a walkthrough for the game, and then we're going to look at all the collectibles and make guides for that. So there's going to be tons of content for the game when it comes out this fall. And be sure to subscribe for all that. Subscribe for any other information regarding this game whenever we get it, and any other LEGO game, as well as past LEGO games, because we create videos for like the mini kit guides and things like that on the channel for like the complete saga. So there's just lots of content for TT Games' LEGO series on this channel. So subscribe for all that. Like this video if you found it informative. If you agree with me, comment what you think. Do you agree with my points there about the release date and everything being legit? And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.